My name is Lily. I am 19 years old, and for most of my life, I felt invisible inside my own home. My mother died when I was very young. I barely remember her voice now, but I still remember her smile. After she died, my father changed completely. He became quiet, cold, broken in ways I could not understand as a child. 2 years later, he married another woman. Her name was Rebecca. At first, I thought maybe life would become normal again. I thought maybe Rebecca would love me like a real mother. But slowly, I realized she never truly wanted me there. Rebecca never shouted at me loudly. Honestly, sometimes quiet cruelty hurts more. She ignored me constantly. She ignored my birthdays, my school events, my feelings. At dinner, she spoke warmly to my father, but barely looked at me. Some nights, I ate alone in my room while hearing them laugh downstairs. And honestly, loneliness inside a family feels different. It feels heavier. My father noticed some things sometimes, but he was always working, always tired, and slowly, he stopped seeing how lonely I had become. Rebecca had a daughter too. Her name was Chloe. She was younger than me. And unlike Rebecca, Chloe was kind. Sometimes she secretly brought snacks to my room. Sometimes she sat beside me quietly while I studied. One night, she whispered something I never forgot. "I don't understand why Mom treats you differently." Honestly, neither did I. As years passed, I learned how to survive quietly. I stopped expecting love. I stopped asking for attention. I stopped hoping Rebecca would someday accept me. A few months later, my father got a business opportunity in another city. He started traveling more often. Sometimes he stayed away for weeks. And when he was gone, the house felt colder. Rebecca became stricter with me. More chores, more silence, more cold looks. Some mornings, she spoke to Chloe gently, while completely ignoring me beside them. It made me feel like a stranger living in someone else's home. One afternoon, I came home from school feeling exhausted. I had a fever. My body felt weak. I quietly walked toward my room, but Rebecca stopped me. "The dishes are still dirty." "I'm not feeling well," I whispered. "Everyone gets tired, Lily." I stood there silently for a moment. Then slowly, I washed the dishes anyway. My hands were shaking from fever. Tears mixed with the warm water in the sink. And honestly, that was the moment I realized something painful. Rebecca would probably never love me. That night, Chloe secretly entered my room, carrying medicine and soup. "Mom forgot to bring you dinner," she whispered sadly. I looked at her small, worried face and smiled weakly. "Thank you." Chloe hugged me tightly before leaving. And honestly, that small hug felt warmer than anything else inside that house. Days continued passing quietly. School became my safe place. Libraries, cafes, empty parks after class. Anywhere felt better than home. One rainy evening, I stayed late at the library studying for exams. The building was almost empty. Rain touched the window softly outside. And for the first time in a long while, I felt peaceful. Then suddenly, my phone rang. It was Chloe. "Lily, Mom collapsed.
My entire body froze. What happened? She suddenly fainted in the kitchen. Dad isn't home. Without thinking, I grabbed my bag and ran into the rain.
Rain poured heavily as I ran through the streets. Cars passed quickly beside me. My shoes became soaked again. But honestly, none of that mattered. When I finally reached home, Chloe was crying near the front door. She won't wake up. I immediately ran into the kitchen. Rebecca was lying unconscious on the floor. For 1 second, I completely froze. This was the woman who ignored me for years. The woman who made me feel unwanted inside my own home. And yet, seeing her like that terrified me. I quickly called an ambulance while Chloe cried beside me. It's okay. It's okay. Honestly, I wasn't even sure if I believed my own words.
The ambulance arrived quickly. Doctors rushed Rebecca to the hospital immediately.
Rebecca looked weaker than I had ever seen her before. Her face looked pale, tired. And for the first time in my life, she looked human to me. When she saw me standing near the door, tears slowly filled her eyes. Rebecca was crying. I had never seen that before. "Lily," her voice trembled softly. "You stayed." I stood there quietly, not knowing what to say. "After everything, you still stayed." Her words filled the room with painful silence. Then suddenly, Rebecca started crying harder. "I know I failed you." My chest tightened immediately. "Every time I looked at you, I saw your mother." I froze completely. She was everything I could never become. Beautiful, kind, loved by everyone. And instead of dealing with my own insecurity, I pushed you away. Tears slowly rolled down. Rebecca stayed in the hospital for several days. And during those days, something inside our family slowly changed. For the first time, Rebecca spoke to me softly, gently, like she finally saw me clearly. Chloe looked happier too. She hated tension inside the house more than anyone. One evening, while Rebecca rested quietly in her hospital bed, she looked at me and whispered, "Why did you help me? After everything." I stayed silent for a few seconds. Then, finally, I answered honestly, because I know what loneliness feels like. Rebecca cried quietly after hearing those words. A week later, she finally returned home. And honestly, the house felt different now. Warmer, somehow. Rebecca started eating dinner with me and Chloe every evening. She started asking about school, my dreams, my feelings. Small things, but meaningful things. One morning, I woke up and found breakfast already prepared in the kitchen. Beside my plate was a small handwritten note, reading softly, "Thank you for saving me, in more ways than one." I stared at that note for a very long time, and honestly, it healed something inside me.
Rebecca could never change the painful years completely. Some scars stay forever. But slowly, we started building something new. Understanding. Forgiveness.